Essentially, we had a customer that had lots of ongoing issues at site. They wanted something that's quick and easy to install. They also wanted something variable speed because the unit there was fixed speed, but they wanted to limit the downtime. So the Esybox Max seemed to tick all those boxes, really.
We selected the Esybox Max for this install, particularly because the site was located in remote Scotland, so mobilising conventional booster sets would have been more difficult due to the nature of it. Another reason was the duty that can be achieved by the Esybox Max. This meant that we could install a smaller kilowatt rated twin pump set in a duty standby setup compared to a 3-pump duty assist standby setup, which would have been the case if we selected, like a standard KBC booster set.
Well, as a provider of continuous and alternative water supply services, we regularly install temporary and permanent pumping solutions. In this particular instance, we were asked to install a set of boosters to hold up network pressures during periods of seasonally high demand. In addition, we were also asked to use the existing cabinet infrastructure and meet a really short installation window. So we chose the Esybox Max for a number of reasons. One, for its really simple modular installation, simple telemetry connectivity, and also importantly for us, its familiar and comprehensive menu interface. It's very similar to the interfaces on some of the other products that we use, so it was a really shallow learning curve. The other thing that was also a factor in this is that the requirement may change over time, and the nature of this particular system will allow us to expand into additional pumps if required.
So the reason why we chose the Esybox Max was twofold. The first reason was around the manual handling aspect. So the booster set needed to be located in a rooftop plant room, which was only accessible via a ladder. And that meant that we could bring the Esybox Max to site in its component form and assemble it in situ on site. The second advantage was around the timescale, so we had a very narrow window of opportunity to actually get the booster set work done. It was an occupied building and we had only a short time frame where we were allowed to have the potable water supply turned off. That meant we were able to get the Esybox dock in place. We could stick the pumps on, put in the power supply and commission it very quickly. So the two factors, the ability to reduce manual handling and also the ability to install and commission very quickly, was a big advantage for Deckpro.
We knew that we wanted to use the product, and the selection process was very simple. Once we'd worked out the duty that the pump had to operate or the requirements from site, we selected the correct size using the DAB DNA selector software, and it's pretty straightforward, intuitive to use. And we worked out from the software that we had to use an 85 120T. Once we knew that, we just got into contact with the local area sales manager who confirmed just what we had to do to build the pump up to make the complete unit. And once we'd done that, it was pretty straightforward, ordered it from there.
In terms of the specification, the range is very simple, very modular. So we have a choice of pumps, we have the choice of docking stations, choice of power supplies, and we simply pick the most appropriate for the particular application. So we find it very straightforward to specify. There's very few requirements where we can't make an Esybox Max work.
The requirement was to provide a particular performance within a tight time scale and using, if possible, the same siting infrastructure that was already there. The Esybox Max system, in this case we used a twin 6120 single phase setup, allowed us to do all of these things. Particularly useful was the ability to install it in sections. So we installed the base first and then put the heads in later, and it just gave us more ability to access what was a very constrained space. Also, because they are water cooled, we didn't have to install any additional ventilation, which was also a win from a space point of view. And then we ran a number of post-install tests with various telemetry, with various loggers on the system to verify the performance of the product we'd selected, and it worked perfectly.
Selection was pretty good for us and easy to locate and manage. Just looked at the pump curves, looked on the DAB website to get a feel for what we actually wanted, and found the Esybox Max pump curve was spot on for this replacement pump set we were looking to achieve for this residential block of flats.
We found the modular construction really good. It meant that we could assemble it very quickly on site. There was no particular special tools required. The manual handling was reduced to a minimum, and it was a very quick process to do.
It allowed us to install into a very confined space, which would have been much more difficult, if not impossible, without, if we were using a pre-built set. We've got a lot of experience using the other DAB easy range products, and once you've got familiar with the interface on one, it allows you to, it makes the learning curve on the others much simpler. The other thing that I think is notable of all of the DAB products is the packaging is really good, so that it transports easily, and when you get to site, all of the elements come out in sort of kit form, so you've got everything you need to put the whole thing together on site. And particularly again with the easy connection of the Bluetooth and wireless connections.
The fact that it comes with the easy twin docking station was nice and easy for us to put into the plant room. It was very, very easy for us to set up on site. It took about an hour and a half to install from start to finish. So it was very, very quick, which was very good for our customer. They needed to get this up and running very fast. So very pleased.
This is a part that we particularly liked about the product. The modular nature of it, of course, meant that transporting it and the components to site was very easy. And obviously when you've got a standard sort of conventional booster, it can be quite sturdy, and whereas this one has the docking station and you can click the pumps in. Once we actually got it to site and took it into where we were going to install it, the setup was also very straightforward, and particularly because there was some commonality with the other EasyLine products, and the feedback from our guys on site was that they were already really familiar with the EasyLine products. So connecting the two of them together, setting up the pressures, all of that was very simple for them. So overall, very, very happy with the transportation, the assembly and the setup.
We do something that's slightly different to a lot of companies insofar as we provide temporary as well as permanent solutions. With temporary solutions, we regularly, it's not necessarily about getting the perfect match. We're asked to do something really quickly. As such, the modular nature of the Esybox Max is perfect. So we can build up a pumping solution really quickly. They can range from something that's quite lightweight to something that's really powerful, using multiples of pumps and multiples of pump arrays on occasions, but where no one part of the system is too heavy for a one-man lift. So we can go out on site and we can put together really big pumping systems quickly and easily. Additionally, where they come into their own is that they're wirelessly connected, which means that we don't have to have them immediately next door to each other, which gives us a whole extra range of versatility.
The advantages for this particular piece of kit is the fact that we can remotely monitor it, because they've had lots of problems there. They want to be sure that what they've got on site now is going to be reliable. So we can dial into it almost every week to make sure it's behaving itself. But also we've set up some alarms that it will tell us in real time and email us when something may go wrong. That for us is crucial. And the ease of the installation, it made it attractive for us because it was quick to install, which was very important for this particular installation.
The big advantages for us as a business is, firstly, its modularity, so the ability to change components to assemble quickly on site. Also, its simplicity.
I would think that one of the main benefits of this is probably going to be the energy efficiency side of things. Of the business, so the modular ability for storage and transportation of getting pumps to site are both good points of it. The design of the set makes it also perfect for replacing old existing booster sets on site, and it keeps downtime at a minimum for customers, which is also a big advantage. The less time on site, the better, isn't it? So you don't have to charge people 2 days to change a conventional set. Probably another benefit is the value for money that we get from the Esybox Max. With the flow and pressures that it can be achieved, it enables it to cover a mass range of applications. Probably a final note is the technology within the pumps. The energy efficiency means we can offer a great product at a very competitive price in the market, which in turn of course benefits the customers, not only with the upfront costs but the running costs of the pumps.